To everyone here, especially parents, you likely know or have a kid who plays video games, or potentially you yourself plays video games. I'm sure that at some point you probably heard of the term NPC, non-playable character. But for those who don't know, in video games, an NPC is a background character, nobody, someone who's not important to the game's main storyline. They have no power, and the majority of their future is predetermined by someone else's script. In Alberta, we have been historically known to be politically conservative. We value oil and gas and our profits. However, citizens of Alberta, I ask you, to what extent do you prioritize profit over the people? Will we continue to allow not only our own government, but people in positions of power to continue making decisions that only benefit a select few? How long will we continue to remain as NPCs of their story? We students understand that our economy is stretched to the brink. It's obvious with the current costs of living crisis and ever-increasing inflation. And coming from a youth, I get it. Adults don't want to hear what we have to say because we're too young to fully understand. We don't know anything. However, what we do know is that the government only has so much money for this entire province. Unfortunately, some areas receive less attention than others. They are not on the priority list. Especially for the education sector, this has been the reality for over many years. We receive promises about improvements in the education system that we'll receive in due time. We just have to wait. We're told to stay patient until the right time comes, when there's enough funding and when people are ready to pay more taxes. But this issue isn't exclusive to Albertan education. It's for all areas of this province. Citizens of Alberta, I ask you, how much longer can you afford to wait for the right time to come? Our leaders are not just failing to fund schools, but to protect the future that we students will give to Alberta, the potential innovation and heights that we can bring to this province. Leaders, you are teaching the future working class a brutal lesson, that our ambition is not valued. It is a low priority. And I guess one thing that ambitious people have in common is going to places where they are valued. We'll take the education and the potential we have for Alberta, build them in other provinces and other countries that see our potential as the main character, not just as an NPC. Our education is not a bargaining chip that any union or government should be playing with to gain profit or to save money. Students, Albertans, our leaders have left the class for too long to understand our reality. Too afraid to walk into a classroom, sit down, realize what it is like to struggle and learn in a class of 40 students. And this goes out especially for the students in high school. They're too scared to hear our voices along with the facts we speak. If our leaders cannot listen to the students, teachers, and the people who live in the very decisions that they make, then they have no business creating them. We refuse to accept the decisions made from that place of ignorance. Don't be surprised when the NPCs of Alberta rewrite their fate. The people won't stand to continue being ignored. The greatest export of this province won't just be oil or gas. It will be its own children and a future Alberta could have had. Thank you.